Right, good morning, everybody. We're just coming past again the entrance to just here on the left is where I'm staying up in the rice fields there at Botanical Garden homestay, and these people are just so lovely. I'm kind of recovering from sort of a flu plus food poisoning event which happened yesterday, which was almost a bit of a crisis really. I was borderline taking myself to hospital because I was just so dehydrated. And that's just one of the things just to remember here is just double the amount of water that you would normally drink unless you live in the tropics, of course. But if you live in a temperate, cool, temperate climate, then it's just the water just seeps out of your skin all the time here, so it's really easy to get dehydrated, and it's really easy to get food poisoning too, unfortunately. But Bali belly is just such a thing, and and sometimes you can just take all the precautions. I didn't actually get Bali belly; it was just full-on food poisoning, and it was actually from a vacuum-sealed packet of smoked salmon, which was well within a use-by date kind of thing. But yeah, no, that just sent me off. So that on top of the flu symptoms, and that didn't feel very good at all. So yesterday was a write-off, and today I'm feeling quite good. The people at this might just be something for you too, but the people at the guest house went out the back and got me a yellow coconut, and they just gave me another one just now. So yesterday, in like the peak of that, when I was just after I've been purging, in the peak of my sickness, they gave me a yellow coconut. And it's actually quite amazing. It took a little while. It took probably about an hour or so before that actually kicked in. But really, that just the effects of that were just really quite incredible. So just something to bear in mind if you're here. That yellow coconut is going to help your not the meat, just the water on the inside, just the coconut water. So the yellow coconut will help you out. This is Parjanan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's kind of spelt Parjanan, Parjanan. I think it's a silent G. But this is this main kind of village through here, and this will be probably the most congested bit of traffic that we'll encounter along the way. And after here, there's a big hospital here too, by the way. I mean, it's something to consider as well for some of you people that may be like, well, I want to move to Bali or move to Ubud or whatever. But north up this way is really quite unique, and having a big medical centre nearby is certainly helpful. But not far north of here. I mean, it's only really another kilometre, and we should be pretty much out of this traffic and onto some really nice roads heading up the hill towards Kintamani. I'm not going to Kintamani, we're going to this yoga centre. We're going to the yoga centre, and then we're going to Botanical Gardens, which I'm not sure whether I mean, anyone even knows about these botanical gardens? They look like they're. I mean, I popped in there the other day because I was out exploring without a camera, because I just do sometimes, and I popped in there the other day, and actually it looks half and half. It looks like it's no longer in service, no longer in use, but it's still being kind of maintained. So, but it's worth even just the drive, or the ride. Probably better the ride. If you got a scooter, come up this way. Where I am here now is about 15-20 minutes. There's markets here, big market here happening every morning from 5 a.m. till 9 a.m. And I've got some footage I can pop in there of those markets. But yeah, it's about 15 or 20 minutes north of Ubud, and then I think again this is a 20-minute ride to this yoga centre, which we'll have a look at. It's not very interesting for you right now, the back of a black car and a truck, but I just wanted to keep you just keep you with me for the moment, because we're just going to go up past this hospital, which is really worth seeing. It looks like it's brand new actually. This is fairly typical Bali traffic, really. Not typical of Denpasar. It's far more congested than Denpasar, but like and you got to pick your moments. Like, you know, I mean, the locals just tear through all these little gaps and things, like, gee whiz. And sometimes, you know, you'll come past someone coming the other way. There'll be a car going this way, you'll come through, a scooter will come from that side, and literally, you know, you feel like you're just a centimetre away, like your mirrors and your handlebars are just a centimetre away as the scooter comes past. You know, you're doing 50 or 60 one way and they're doing 50 or 60 the other way, and it feels a little bit intimidating, I've got to say. But I mean, they're obviously really used to it. They do it all the time. So I don't sort of advise trying to compete with them or even keep up with them, quite frankly. But you know, again, I mentioned this the other day. Just pick your moment. Just be patient. Yeah, the moment will come. Like, you know, nothing much here now. You come out and around. Not here. Oh, this is the hospital here. You can just see that. I hope you saw that. I've just realised that this camera, the way I've got it set, it's actually a fairly narrow kind of a view, and there's been a couple of times where I've sort of I noticed, looking back at the footage, when I say, oh well, you know, look at that, and it just doesn't go down far enough. I actually need to sort of bend forward from where it is, and it's just sitting in my chest, sort of just around where my heart is, on a little magnetic pendant thing. It's a Go Ultra, and I think it's just great. And I've got this this wireless mic, this Bluetooth mic from Insta360. It's just magnetically attached to the side of my helmet and right near my mouth, so the audio is really good, and I'm happy with the audio, and I'm kind of happy with the just get past this dude as well. There you go, so that's about as risky as it gets. Oh, gracious. So yeah, the setup, I'm just recording in 1080p. I'm not going to do anything in 4K. I really just dealing with those file sizes is, you know, and I never watch anything back in YouTube on my laptop anything higher than 1080p. You know, perhaps maybe some of you characters that are at home and you've got fibre and a big flat screen 4K TV, and yeah, you're probably complaining that the resolution isn't good enough, but this is how it's going to be for now. And look, I'm just starting out, so I've only really posted one video. That was the kitten rescue video, the Christmas rescue video in Nagara, but I've filmed about half a dozen more, and I haven't really had a chance to just sit down and edit those, so I'll do a block of editing at some point soon. So you can see this, and you can see this edge here. Like, I don't know whether you see that on the bike, but you've got to be really careful about that. If you can notice just how that's affecting the bike. If you're new to riding scooters, you know, when the road's wet, those edges can be disastrous, so just be mindful of that. But this is newly paved, this whole section of road, I think probably goes all the way to Kintamani like this. And this is just a gorgeous piece of road to ride on. It's much cooler up here. I'm still only got a really light cotton shirt on. It's actually one of those ones that you get from the Bali shop that's everywhere. And a pair of shorts. And I am a little bit cool, I have to say. So just bear that in mind if you're going to come up this way. Maybe toss a something warmer under your scooter seat. So we're now about 14 minutes away, and you can see just how much this has changed now. And don't know if you can see the mountains off in the background there. We'll stop and get a shot of those at some point along this journey. But this is just lush vegetation, clean air. Unless there's a dirty truck in front of you, then either pull back and let it go, or just get around it. I think as we said the other day, there are just 4 real major downsides to Bali. I'm not going to go over them. They're in one of the other videos. And smelly trucks is one of them. Being stuck behind a smelly truck is not very pleasant. And this It probably doesn't look like it, but this is actually quite a steep incline. Maybe 20%, something like that. More places, 30% here probably. And so you're not going to get a lot of acceleration out of your scooter if you're trying to pass something going uphill. What I might do is I might actually just switch this off here, and then we'll just pick this up at the turn off, because this isn't really very exciting. Oh, all right, welcome back. We're just coming up to the turn off here. Kind of creeps up on you. It's this one just here, next to this warung. And down in here, so this is a really lush little road, lush little Bali back road. Quiet, no traffic, a joy to ride on. There's I think I might have touched on some of the scooter safety tips. Hot tips for staying upright on a scooter in Bali, staying out of hospital. And just bear in mind too that one of the things is they get a lot of rain here, and with the rain is runoff, and with runoff comes fine material over the roads. And it was only a couple of days ago actually, so there's some here. This is wet now, but when it's dry it's terrible here. Like, you can see this stuff here. And just look down that, that's super dangerous. If you're coming around a corner like that a little bit too fast and you're on the brakes, that'll cause you some trouble. A couple just came off right in front of me a couple of days ago on my way to the sound healing Pyramids of Chi place. I went there, I was just going there for a cup of coffee without filming anything, and they just came off right in front of me. The same thing, they just had to grab a handful of brakes right at a point where all of this fine stuff had washed out on the road, and of course that was the end of that. The bike was just gone out from underneath them, so obviously stopped and helped them out. But yeah, it'll catch you out. It'll, if you're not really paying attention. So there's this place here, the Yogi's Garden. And there's stuff growing here, stuff growing here everywhere. I think that's pawpaw. There's pawpaw and something else in between. Oh, just past it. Alright, well that was the Yogi's Garden Yoga Center. Wow. What an amazing place that is. The thing that was a bit of a standout there was all the gardens that you could see around the place. They grow all their own food for their restaurant and for the people who hold retreats there, for the participants. And so that's pretty special. And so we're just on our way now to these botanical gardens.